way for you to stop being mean towards yourself is to realize that your feelings are hurt. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance, and that is what we're going to talk about in today's video. How did I stop being mean to myself so I can heal myself? How are you going to stop being mean to yourself so you can heal yourself? So with that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal ourselves, always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest. So if it doesn't apply, it's not for you. Don't force it. Let it fly. It is what it is. As well as grab your pens, grab your paper, and be prepared to take notes. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I can't emphasize that enough. In this video, we're going to go over and discuss how I was able to stop being mean to myself, as well as how you're going to stop being mean to yourself, with recommendations, with reminders, disclaimers, and just certain things that you should be aware of. You have to realize that 99% of the times we're being mean to ourselves because of projections and deflections. We don't just naturally feel this way about ourselves. And if we ever did feel like we felt this way about ourselves, it's literally because what we've been taught and what we've been shown, what we've been exposed to, what we experience. Whether it was true or false, negative or positive, good or bad, we have been taught and shown things since the beginning of time. So if you have been taught and shown to think less of yourself or to be not confident, and you didn't have the resources and you didn't have the awareness, if you didn't have the discernment, if you didn't have the emotional intelligence, subconsciously, consciously, emotionally, physically, and figuratively, you believed it. And when you start to believe things that are not true, that you didn't think of yourself or you didn't genuinely feel about yourself, you start to live your life like that. And you start to allow people and places and things who are not you to treat you any old type of way. And that's how you're going to stop being mean to yourself. You have to realize that if you don't believe what is being said about you or what people think about you, that you don't have to. In order for you to stop being mean to yourself, you have to know who you are and what it is that you like. What has helped me along my healing journey to stop being mean to myself was to realize what was true and what was false. So on your notes, in the comment section, whatever, any negative, any doubt, any fears, I want you to write it down. And I want you to answer the question yes or no if you feel that way about yourself. So if someone called you ugly in your past, do you feel like you're ugly? Yes or no? And before we get into the next tips, the reason why this is so important is because this is going to help you go to the source. You have to go to the root in order to solve a problem. This is how we do things here as a naturopathic physician and a mental health specialist. Okay? Yes or no? You're fat. You're not good. You're not smart. Do you believe it? Yes or no? Once you have your answer, I then need you to figure out why. That's the second thing. Why do you think you're ugly? Why do you feel like you're not smart? Why do you feel like you're not confident? And I need you to take your time. Don't just say, oh, I feel this way because somebody said. No. This is where you think. In order for you to change the way you think, you have to think and you have to expand. You have to be open. You have to let go of the limitations. So if somebody called you ugly, somebody called you lazy, somebody said that you were never going to be anything in life, why do you feel that way? There is a reason. There's a cause and there's effect. Something happened to you. Either A, you never had confidence to start. So once again, if you didn't have confidence and somebody told you something, you believed it. Or B, maybe you didn't achieve a certain goal. Maybe you haven't put time, energy, and effort to do certain things. Maybe you've never felt like you were good enough because you felt like you've never able to accomplish anything. Maybe because you lack certain resources. Maybe because you didn't have certain community. I know from experience growing up, I lived a good life. I lived a fortunate life, but I was surrounded by people who did not have genuine intentions towards me or towards themselves. And a lot of these people would say and do certain things towards me, like limit information, limit certain resources. But because I've always been secure in myself, I've never internalized it, but I was aware. Had I would not been aware of myself, I probably would internalize what people have said about me and I wouldn't be making these videos. But that's not the reality. And this is why I'm making this video. You have to know who you are, because if you don't, people will try to subconsciously and project certain things about you. And if you're not aware, you don't have emotional intelligence, if you're not able to think for yourself, you believe it. You will start to treat yourself badly. And this is where the negative self-talk comes. You're not saying that you're lazy or that you don't think you're capable of doing certain things because you genuinely feel that way about yourself. You were surrounded by people and places and things who didn't feel that way about themselves. And I know from experience, like when I decided to elevate and become the best version of myself, and you guys, I have my phone in front of me, excuse me, I had to realize there were so many people and places and things who did not have the confidence, who did not have the energy. And they thought because I was associated with them or I was around them that I was going to be the same. And that's the problem. People compare themselves to you. A lot of people do. A lot of people are not going to acknowledge it and admit it, but I have no problem saying that. A lot of people who are not happy will try to compare themselves to you and will want you to think the same way. People think that because they don't have control over themselves, they can control you. And that's not it. You will stop being mean to yourself once you realize that you picked up on energies that don't belong to you. So like the people who try to sit here and make up rumors and lied and gossip and said negative, horrible things about me, I'm not going to process it. I'm not going to internalize it because I don't feel that way about myself. I know that I'm able to reach any goal that I want. I know that I'm capable of achieving things when I want to. And if I want something, I'm allowed to get whatever I want. You have to realize everybody's life is not the same. Now, this doesn't mean that people don't go through things or people don't have feelings, but it's just like, if you're worried about yourself and you're doing the right thing, why would you not receive what you've done? Why would you not receive in what you put out? You get what you give. Trust me, you get what you give. Shout out to Drake, okay? Like, you have to realize that you being mean to yourself a lot of times stems from other people's projections and deflections. And once you realize that it's a projection and deflection, you're not going to sit here and continue to be mean to yourself. So the third thing you need to do is start having positive affirmations and positive reassurance. So let's just say you are having a bad day and you do feel negative. You have to start clocking it in the moment. The moment you want to say something negative about yourself, the moment you want to doubt yourself, you need to pick up on why you feel this way. I know personally that when I was going through certain things and I was around, like I said, certain people, they were just really negative. They were not good for my spirit. They were not good for my energy. So instead of me thinking, oh, that I'm lazy or I'm this or I'm that, I had to realize, Ty, these are not your thoughts. You don't feel this way about yourself. You may not be confident in what it is that you want to do or want to experience because you've never done it before, which means it's unfamiliar. But just because you've never done something before, just because you haven't experienced certain things, doesn't make you less of a person. You have to realize it's not your energy. Once you realize these negative thoughts and these negative emotions are not your energy, you can work towards them. So another thing on this notes and in the comment section, I need you to create positive affirmations and I need you to start saying them. The only way an affirmation is going to work is if you train yourself to be in alignment with it by putting in the action, but also reminding yourself. So if you feel like you're a loser and you know that's not true, you need to start saying positive things. So I need you to create positive affirmations in the comment sections and in the notes so you can reassure yourself. So whenever you have these negative thoughts, whether it's from something you see, something that triggers you, a people, person, thing, you know what, that's not true. You have to fight against, unfortunately, the confusion and the illusions, especially if you grew up around dysfunctional, low vibrational people. That's the reality. Until you're able to separate yourself, until you're able to realize it's dysfunction and low vibrational, or people don't have genuine intentions and you've been traumatized, you will think negatively about yourself. You will be mean to yourself. And it's no reason for you to be mean to yourself. Like, it's no reason for me to beat myself up or be mean to myself when I know what I've done. Not just that, when you go through things, nobody is you. Nobody knows how you genuinely feel. So it's like when people have negative thoughts and people are mean to themselves, they want you to feel that way. Like, so many, you guys, I've experienced positive people, but I've experienced a lot of negative people. Like, so many negative people want you to feel negative, and it's like, that is not in my spirit. It's not my DNA. It's not my blood. It's not my bones. Like, it's not gonna work. And that's why it irritates and triggers people. But it's just like, once you realize that you being positive, you thinking highly of yourself, you being confident triggers people, you don't need to be around them. And honestly, that's just what it is. Like, you have to remove certain people from you. That's all it is. Like, you'll stop being mean to yourself once you realize that people don't like themselves. You'll stop being mean to yourself once you realize people are not as confident as they pretend to be. Because when you are confident, when you love yourself and you're nice to yourself, you don't talk down on other people. You don't make fun of other people. You don't judge people for things you don't go through. So many people who had so many negative things to say about me have never gone through the things that I went through. And that's another reason why, me personally, I'm not going to internalize it, because I don't respect none of these people. I don't respect nobody who's mean to themselves. So if you're mean to yourself and you think you're going to be mean to me, why would I take you seriously? What do we look like? We're grown adults. Now, if you're not a grown adult, okay, cool. Maybe you have some learning and growing and evolving to do. Your frontal lobe maybe hasn't developed, but it's like, once your frontal lobe develops, you know. It's no reason to be mean to yourself when you know what you've gone through. If you know that you've been hit by a car, if you know you grew up poor, you know you grew up touched on inappropriately, you know you grew up having to work 10 jobs, you know you had to walk to work, walk to school. Like, why would you sit here and allow people who haven't even gone through the things you went through make you feel bad about what you had to go through? They're not better than you. They're not. Nobody is better than you if they have to talk down on you. Nobody is better than you. Nobody is nicer than you. Nobody is kinder than you. Nobody is respectful than you. Nobody is smarter than you. Because that's what it is. People be wanting to be so smart, so intelligent. It's ignorance and it's arrogance. Like, how are you going to be ignorant and arrogant? Pick a side. If you were so smart, you would inform and educate people. You would speak from experience. You would help people. You would pour into people. You trying to bring people down, that's not intelligent. It's not intelligent for you or for them. It shows your ignorance. It shows your immaturity. It shows your stupidity. Let's be for real. You don't need to be mean to yourself just because people are mean to themselves or people hate themselves. Let them feel that way about themselves. So in order for you to stop being mean to yourself, I need you to start figuring out what was said to you, what was done to you, if it was true, if it was false, and why you feel this way. Once you figure out if it's true, why you feel this way, you acknowledge how you feel, you stop suppressing how you feel, you book your service in session with me, you see a psychiatrist, you go to therapy, you go to your God, your ancestors, and universe, take what resonates, leave the rest, because we're not here to force religion or spirituality. We can come up with solutions. So if you want to know how to stop being mean to yourself today, book yourself in your session. If not, let me know in the comment section so we can come up with solutions. But it's like, it's no reason to keep this energy. If we know we suffered, we struggled, we went through, and nobody was there to help us, nobody was there to be concerned, nobody was there to pour into us, nobody was there to support us genuinely, why should you continue to be mean to yourself? Why should you continue? And let me know in the comment section, why do you feel like you should be mean to yourself if you don't genuinely feel that way about yourself? If you knew you grew up without certain resources and certain tools, is it fair for you to compare yourself to people who've always had everything handed to them? If you grew up less fortunate, is it fair for you to sit here and worry about people who have money? Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. All the information is down in the description box below. When you guys follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, I will be going live for the rest of the month of December 2025 talking about this. Thank you guys for liking like always and engaging and turning on post notification so you are subscribed. But let's be for real. We don't need to continue to be mean to ourselves once we realize how we feel about ourselves, who we are, and what we like and what we don't like, okay? So figure out what you like, figure out what you don't like, and work towards it.